Hello. Thank you very much for coming. We are going to talk about capital additions to Georgian typography. I'm Akaki Razmadze. I finished my bachelor's degree at Tbilisi State Academy of Arts and master's degree at Trier University of Applied Sciences in Germany. While studying, I had an internship with Monotype, where Jan and I created some Georgian typefaces and fonts together. Jan is a font engineer, and he will talk about the technical side in the second part of this presentation. The Georgian script is used for the languages that are spread only in Georgia. Only 4 million people use this script. However, the Georgian script has a long history. First Georgian inscriptions appeared when the country became Christian. In Georgia, there still are churches from the 4th and 5th centuries where we can see the first Georgian writings. We call this script Khutsuri. Khutsuri is an old Georgian script which has both lowercase and uppercase letters, and since 9th century they are used as a lowercase and uppercase in the Latin script. After full stop, words started with uppercase letters and so on. Later, due to the fast writing and the change of the writing tools, a new script was developed, and this new script was spread repeatedly, and everybody learned it easily. It is modern Georgian lowercase. We call this script Khedruli, which means a secular alphabet. And there is a old Georgian script and modern Georgian script. Their implementation in Unicode was quite chaotic, and even today they are not fully presented in the Unicode standard. In 1990s, when a place was given to Georgian script in the Unicode standard, it was considered that only one Georgian script existed, and it has uppercase and lowercase letters. But uppercase was regarded to be Asom Tauruli, which is old Georgian uppercase, and modern Georgian lowercase were used as a lowercase letters. So there was no old Georgian lowercase and modern Georgian uppercase. And these two scripts, old Georgian uppercase and modern Georgian lowercase, were grouped together, and at this place are presented, what you can see on this picture. After this, Georgian Church sent a number of letters to the Unicode. They were writing that it was necessary that Nushuri had a Unicode support. Nushuri is an old Georgian lowercase, and by the way, Georgian Church still uses old Georgian script, and therefore it was really necessary for them. And finally, old Georgian script is presented completely in the Unicode standard. But these letters, old Georgian lowercase, were placed separately from old Georgian uppercase letters because the next blocks were already filled. And these letters has a description. This is the lowercase of old ecclesiastical alphabet. See the Georgian block for uppercase Asom. Okay, despite this, that these letters are distributed in different blocks, they have Unicode support. But uppercase of modern Georgian is still an issue. It is more than 2 centuries old now, but it does not have the Unicode support. We call these letters Matavruli, which literally means uppercase. I can also tell a bit of history. Tauruli first appeared in 18th century, but until 19th century there was no metal type material to print books. And in 1864, typeface Wenuri has been released, and these Tauruli uppercase letters first appeared exactly in this typeface. By the way, this is the first Georgian sans serif typeface. For 2 years, I have been looking the grave of this man. This is the Michael Kepiani, who created this first Georgian sans serif typeface and designed this modern Georgian uppercase letters. And you would not be surprised if I tell you that on his gravestone, his name is written with these Tauruli uppercase letters as well. Towards the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century, these Tauruli uppercase letters were used as uppercase in the Latin script. So after full stop and with for the writing personal names, the words started with these uppercase letters. Here another example. Tauruli letters are also used today. We find it everywhere, in many books, on posters, newspapers, etc. But the only difference is that today it is used only as all caps. But it does not change the fact that these letters are uppercase letters. But how do people use them if there is no Unicode support for it? In some Georgian fonts, they are provided in private use area, which seems to be a solution to this problem. But since this kind of fonts does not exist in every computer, they are not displayed the same way everywhere. In Georgia, there are still many fonts based on so-called ASCII-based mapping, I mean American Standard Code for Information Interchange, which complicates the depiction of Georgian letters in the other computers the most. Among some letters which use this mapping, Georgian letters are coincide with Latin letters, and when copied, they are seen as Latin letters, and that's a problem. We have experienced that using separate font files for these uppercase letters is also not practical. And in these circumstances, we have just one solution. Unicode must support these letters. And some months ago, we presented Unicode a proposal, which is pending until today. And I really hope that next year, when next version of Unicode will come out, we will see these uppercase letters as well. But as for today, Jan will talk about how these letters can be used without Unicode support. But as I said, Unicode support is really necessary. And there is one more thing. We love Unicode, and we can depict this law with uppercase letters. So there is a English version. We can write it in Georgian as well, and we can write it in uppercase letters as well. But the problem is nobody can read it. So another problem what we have in Georgian typography is diacritical marks. There are many dialects in Georgia. There are also languages which are different from Georgian and belong to the Kartvelian languages family. Just like Indo-European languages family, there are also Kartvelian languages family, which includes 4 languages, and they are Georgian, Mingrelian, Laz, and Swan. The Swan language is spoken by only 30,000 people, but there are books printed in this language. However, there are almost no fonts and typefaces which would be useful for this language. So the Swan language uses Georgian letters, and diacritical marks are needed additionally. Unicode does not support these marks, but and it is not expected in the future, but they can be used with help of combining marks, and Jan will talk about this topic also. The design of Georgian diacritics is very simple. We see some letters with diaresis, acute, macron, etc. In some cases, we find 2 diacritical marks together, and it looks strange, but there are also the Latin letters with 2 diacritical marks. So the situation becomes relatively complicated with Tauruli uppercase letters. Of course, both lowercase and uppercase letters need diacritical marks. But this problem can also be solved because there is also the Latin letters with 2 diacritical marks, and it is not a problem to depict them. Unfortunately, there are only a few typefaces and fonts which has both modern Georgian uppercase and diacritical marks. Nowadays, Monotype is the only company which has the full character set for modern Georgian script. There are a few typefaces, and fonts which I and Jan created in Monotype, and there's a Georgian letter of Neue Helvetica and of also FF Meta. Of course, the character set is not the only important thing in this process. It was also important that we thought the design, style, and characteristic so that Georgian letters were harmonious. In this case, important details are contrast, line endings, links, and many other details which create this harmonization. It is also important to have connections with other scripts. If we consider that Georgian script is developed from the ancient Greek script, it is not surprising that some letters have a relation. For example, this is the Georgian on, and this is Greek omega. And of course, these similarities are present in the typeface design which we have created. By considering every detail, we have a result that Georgian letters look absolutely natural and harmonized next to the Latin and Greek scripts. It is also important that all these typefaces have the diacritical marks for Kartvelian languages, and of course the Tauruli uppercase letters, and Tauruli uppercase letters with diacritical marks. Okay, and now Jan will discuss how all this should work and what do we need for this. Jan.
So hello, my name is Jan Charvat. I'm a font engineer at Monotype, and we're gonna get technical. When I get Georgian typeface to produce, I was like, okay, we're gonna produce it, and I was not aware of what issues we can run in, and this is just a short list of what I'm gonna show you today. So first of all, we need to somehow get character set, and so we ask, okay, what do you have? And say, well, somebody just takes a Greek typeface and puts some Georgian into it, or maybe Cyrillic or some Latin, and you saw it, a bit chaotic approach. So we said, okay, let's make it proper. So we put Georgian lowercase, Georgian uppercase, lowercase is diacritics, uppercase is diacritics, currency symbol, and some punctuation. And we said, okay, let's add a Latin 1 to it, and that count 134 Georgian glyphs. And now what's the deal with uppercase? You all know it. This is with Latin, the magical button TT. You press it, you get it. Uppercase, lowercase. Beautiful. If you try the same with Georgian typeface, yeah, you click, and nothing happens, of course. So we said, okay, what we can do about this? We were asking, what's the button actually? How does it work? So it's some combination of case feature, capital spacing, and hard-coded Unicode. With Unicode or spacing, we cannot do anything, but we may use the case feature, because the case feature can substitute any glyph by other glyph. So why don't can we use it for the uppercase? So simple one-to-one substitution, and here we go. You select it, you click it, you get it. So there was first good news. At least we can make it work for designers. You may ask, okay, why don't you use a title feature? Well, first thing is it's the usability. It doesn't work with the TT button, so there is no need. And second thing, it's used for forms designed especially for titling. And as Akaki told us, there is no titling in Georgian, so it makes no sense to use it actually. So why we actually think the Unicode is the best? Because there is actually no other better solution in this century, really. You can say, okay, use another font. Well, we've been there, 90s, PostScript, you remember? Nightmares. So you can use variation selectors. You everybody, of course, know what it is. You write one letter, one glyph, and another Unicode code glyph, which will then substitute the combination to a different design. But try to talk with your client a few times, uppercase, lowercase, lowercase, and you get mad. So this is not a solution. And why our solution is not enough? Because it somehow works. You can design with it, but you cannot copy it. You cannot write emails with it. You cannot use it anywhere. So that's why we think Unicode is the only long-term solution for this problem. The next thing was Diacritics. We know no Unicode now, no Unicode in the future. So we use anchors and mark positioning. So we went into coding and we found, oh, there is a script Geor. We can use it, isn't it? Oh, it stopped working in InDesign. What's happening? Oh, because there is no Georgian actually, no language Georgian, so no features won't work. And of course, then you get no hyphenation. And in Latin, if you get no hyphenation, you see some kind of streams and rivers. But the Georgian, you got actually lakes and seas over there. It's just horrendous. So please, yeah, hyphenation for Georgian. So we get back. Okay, so I won't use the script Geor tag. Oh, it stopped working in Word. Oh, damn it. So you have to use both. But fine, at least it works. So great. And then we got, okay, we need to solve the kerning too. We thought, okay, CCMP feature could be the solution. And it works. So you substitute one glyph and two marks with a precomposed glyph. But there is also a second solution. You just ignore the marks, as it is in Latin. You can have it for Georgian too. So that's a smarter solution. Okay, we got uppercase, we got diacritics. What else? Hinting, beautiful. Because of ascenders, some Georgian designs are bit 20 points smaller than Latin. And that, of course, means the zones are different. It can be very different, actually. And therefore, the hinting is misleading. So actually, if you use Latin auto-hinter or no hinting, you get dancing straights and rounds, and it's useless. And the main thing is that you cannot properly hint uppercase without Unicode, because the auto-hinter cannot find the uppercase, cannot find the key glyphs. Luckily, Akaki asked Werner Lemberg, and thanks to him, now TTF AutoHint supports Georgian, which makes auto-hinting much better and easier for everybody. So thanks to Werner, this works. The last thing, but not least, is how actually Georgians write. This is a current state of a keyboard layout, and you see there are some letters on top of each other. It basically means they are written with shift, but they are still lowercase, written with shift. So that's kind of problematic. There is one solution already from Microsoft called Mesh Layout, and it scatters the most, the main characters from the shift positions, 6 main characters around the base layout, and you can have this also for uppercase. So this may be a solution, but still there needs to be some discussion whether this becomes a standard or not. So the future is there is need for conference in Georgia to talk with public institutions, government, around all this about all these issues. We need long-term solution, Unicode for uppercase. The layout problem has to be addressed too, and the hyphenation, please. And with all this, I think we can bring Georgian typography to 21st century. Thank you.